Okay. Good morning, human sexuality class. My next interview is with my friend Breon.
When in drag, my name is Venus.
Okay. My friend's Venus because she's in drag. And let's start. Okay. What is your name, age, and race?
Okay, out of drag, my boy name is Breon. Um, I'm. I just turned 20. Sorry, Breon just turned 20. He is African American male, and my drag persona, I'm Venus. I am. Never ask a lady her age, and I am Bulgarian and Peruvian and Indian, as you can see.
Okay. What do you consider yourself to be?
As far as,
Well, out of drag, and I'm referring to out of drag and in drag.
so you mean like
Your boy,
my sexuality?
yes, your sexuality.
Bree is gray asexual. That means that, okay, so when you think of sexuality, you think as asexuals they don't have a sexual attraction. And sexuals do have a sexual attraction. So gray A being asexual is white and sexual is black. In between black and white, there's gray. I'm in the gray area, which means sometimes I like sex, but it's very conditionally, and other times I don't at all whatsoever.
Okay. And
Venus, let's just say she get around.
okay. Um. Uh. What sex were you? Oh wait, we don't need to ask that because you already know your boy. What do you like about dressing as a drag queen?
Okay, what I like about drag is that you can be whoever you want to be. You can make a whole persona. You can be a completely different person than who you are out of drag. The best thing about drag is no one can tell you that you're wrong. You can use lipstick as eyeliner or anything. You can just be as creative as you want to be, and no one can say that's not drag, because drag isn't defined by anyone. It's defined by the person that's doing it.
Cool. Okay. Let's start going into your childhood. So, what was normal or unusual about it?
I think I had a pretty basic childhood. Bree had he didn't really have that many friends, but he was very creative. He could imagine anything. Also, he always knew that he liked different things than the other boys. Sometimes he might have liked to play with a doll or a ball at the same time. You know, he didn't really want to just be put into one group. He wanted to play with everything. So, as a kid, he liked all the toys. That's all.
Okay. Did anything happen that may be related to what you're doing now?
Drag?
Yeah.
I don't think so. As a kid, I always used to try on Bree's mother's clothes, and she caught me one time and she thought I was cute. And I was like, okay, well, she's okay with it, so why not?
Right. So you just took that and ran in the other direction.
Took it and ran straight home. Home run.
Did anything happen like sexually, like with another person? Like, did they initiate it? Did you initiate it?
Bree always liked to. He was a people pleaser, so he still is. But whenever someone would initiate something, always felt like he had to please the other person. He never really understood the power of no until recently, but it is what it is.
Okay. So I guess that would cover how you felt.
Yeah, it's like, as a kid when you're experimenting, you always have a sense of right and wrong, but it never felt like completely wrong, but it felt like, okay, I know I'm not supposed to be doing this, but it doesn't feel wrong,
Yeah. Did your parents ever find out about it?
About the encounters? Or about?
Yeah, the encounters.
A few times my mom, Bree's mom, our mom, whatever, would, catch us with the neighbor kid or something. The punishments weren't that bad because I think the first time it happened, it was like they had to explain what the parts were and everything. I don't know, whatever.
Okay. How did puberty go for you?
Puberty, oh my God. For Bree, puberty was, I don't even know. But it was a big change because Bree was a singer, and after he used to have the high Ariana Grande range, and then puberty hit him and then it was just like baritone, deep voice, Mordecai. But yeah, but he took that and ran with it. He became, still singing. Now he's playing guitar. And puberty for me, as you can see, puberty did me well, honey.
Okay. Any school-related issues?
Bree always had a issue with going into the boys' locker room. He never he'd always find an excuse to get out of gym. He didn't like to change in front of the other boys.
You could have went in the stall.
There weren't any stalls in the school that he was going to. So it was just, I don't
You could
know.
have went to the bathroom.
I think it was more, he had body issues because he was a chubby kid growing up. But
I would say, well, we did go to high school together, so you could have went to the boys' bathroom and changed when you got there.
he could have. Or maybe he just didn't want to go to gym.
So your early first sexual behaviors as a adolescent, like when you were dating girls and boys before you realized that.
So when Bree was dating guys, and no, he was dating girls first. It always felt like there was something missing. As far as when it comes to sexuality, like if a girl would try to do things with him, it wouldn't feel
Natural or normal.
But then again, that was with anybody. So it's not that it didn't feel natural. It just wasn't like, he didn't do it for him. He always was, like I said, he was a people pleaser. So if he was dating a girl, but most of his relationships were online and long distance.
Okay. What has been your longest relationship?
My longest relationship? I've never dated before. Bree's longest relationship?
What do you mean you don't know?
Probably like a year or something. I don't know.
Okay. Any parental problems, family issues? That time?
My mom, like I said, my mom was okay with everything, but I have a very conservative family, so there would be times where my family members would criticize the way Bree acted, or Bree is gender fluid, so he can be feminine or masculine or both or sometimes neither. So they would have like little comments like, "Oh, don't put your hip there," or "Don't hold your hand like that on your waist," or just different little things like that. And I guess it was not like he wasn't okay with it, but there were a lot of things that he had to realize that it's like some people have. I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. But there's a time and a place, basically. There's a time and a place to be yourself. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be yourself or that you, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be yourself, but there's a time and a place. If it's going to cause a problem with your family members, then you should probably just, play a role. Especially if your family member is very confrontational and it's just not something that you would want to spark up, Yeah.
I have a different story for that because it's just like that. You can't tell me that I can't do something. You can't tell me not to be me.
Right. It's not.
And it's not your place to tell me that because number one, you don't contribute to my life at all. If you're not contributing to my life at all, you have no say whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Now, because your mother is okay with it and you live with your mother, so it's just
Mm-hmm.
if she's not saying anything about it and she doesn't have a problem, no one else should be saying anything. Or if they are saying anything, it doesn't matter. Just like with me, my grandmother and I, like she doesn't live with us, so you are a non-contributing factor. You can't tell me not to be who I am. My mother is completely fine that I like girls.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother, she's coming around now, but when I was still in high school, I believe this was my junior year, like that, the summer before senior year started, that summer, I went on vacation with her and my godmother, and there was just like a little issue about there were some girls kissing in the pool or whatever, and my family and I, well, the kids, it was like me, my sister, and several of our other cousins were on the other end of the pool playing around, not paying attention to them. And then just out of nowhere, they're just like abruptly like, "Get out of the pool, it's time to go." I'm like, what is going on? It's like,
just because the girls were kissing by the pool?
no, they were in the pool kissing.
They were in the pool kissing.
But they were on the shallow end, not bothering us. They weren't paying attention to us. We weren't paying attention to them.
I always feel like that was weird how people think that it's like contagious or something.
like no one really cared that they were kissing each other. Like we were minding our own business, playing around, being kids, even though I wasn't a kid. Well, I'm still a kid. Okay, you know what? Who cares? Anyway, back to the story. So it was just like a whole big thing. Like I got upset about that because like, what do you mean? And I got into a tiny argument with my godmother and my granny, and it was just like, what is this?
Right. That's what I was saying. Like sometimes there's just no point in arguing with someone because most of the time you can't change people's minds about how they feel about certain things. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't be yourself, but I'm saying there's a time to have a soapbox and there's a time to just shrug something off. And when it comes to family, sometimes you just have to shrug it off because it's just no point.
Well, I barely talk to my family anyway, so who cares?
Same here.
So all of you can eat a dick.
Oh.
I'm kidding. I'm gonna edit that out. Age of partners compared to your age.
Oh. Bree has always found that he likes guys his brother's age, and Bree and his brother are 13 years apart. His brother is 13 years older than him. And
sounds like my mom. Her brother's 13 years older than her.
So like, Bree would always date guys that was 13 years older than him. And he would date girls around his age or younger. And he usually dates guys anyway, but a lot of girls can't get with the fact that, you know, he's a drag queen. And it's just like, oh, that makes you gay. So it's like, you don't have to be, you don't have to be gay to be a drag queen, but.
You really don't. People should have learned that from the L word.
I haven't seen the L word yet.
Oh, well, and I think it's like the second to last season, one of the main character's sister, she starts dating a drag queen. It's like he's masculine as shit when he's not in drag, but when he's in drag.
That's what I always loved about drag, because I said you could be a completely different person. In drag, I talk like this, and I do all the hair gestures, and I try to sit like a lady. And right now, girl, I'm sitting on a secret because
What's the secret?
let's just say you gotta do something to get this illusion. But if I sit for too long, baby. But like I was saying, there's a complete illusion that you have to. Yeah. But anyway, it's taking a lot of energy to sit like a lady and talk like this because, baby, I could just sit like this and just be like, oh, we could just talk like this.
Oh, well, if you're doing that shit, sit proper for the interview.
But like, you know, you have to. It's basically acting. You're portraying a character, and you have to stay in character, and you have to just go with the flow, you know.
Okay. Who would initiate the relationships with? Who would initiate the relationships? Were they voluntary or coerced?
I think a little of both. Like, there would be times where, excuse me, Bree would date someone for the benefit of what they could give them, and that wasn't right. So he kind of figured out that maybe he either needs to be alone or be with someone that he really wants to be with. So that's why he's single now. Okay. If y'all looking.
What about your non-sexual social life? Were you popular, an outcast, rebellious, or isolated?
I think I was popular among the unpopular people, which was pretty much a lot. Basically, anyone who was popular were people that were on athletics or cheerleaders and, you know, stuff like that. Whoa. Which was only like 10% of the school. And
well, I wasn't popular when I did athletics. I did wrestling. Okay. So back to this non-sexual social life. We left off with you talking about just start off with like what you're saying.
Bree was popular among the unpopulars. He was pretty reserved about everything. He didn't really do a lot of things that most popular kids would do, but everyone knew him and everyone wanted to be friends with him. And it was like, cool. But that didn't really happen until like sophomore year or like junior year. His freshman year was kind of lonely because he had to repeat 7th grade, but they put him back in his regular grade after 7th grade. It was, I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah, that sounds weird. Why would
yeah, because I don't know.
Why would they do that?
Anyway, I didn't really know anybody, so it was just like, whatever. And I didn't really fit in with my regular grade at first at all, so. But I guess that's how everyone ended up knowing me because
the 8th graders knew you, and then you ended up knowing the freshmen.
Yeah, everyone knew Bree. And then I was kind of like the freshman welcome wagon. And like, that was cool and everything, you know?
Yeah, because I do remember that one year, the first year Priscilla came, it was like, you just like grabbed her, like, do all of this. She's like, this is this person, this person, this person, this person. And it's like, you're our new friend now.
And she was like, oh, okay.
She's like, yeah. She's like, oh, okay.
And she fit right in.
Have you had sex with the opposite sex previously?
Lord. Bree did, and it was.
You didn't like it?
I mean, I don't know if it was the person or what, but Breon's always had found women attractive, but I guess he never really found this person attractive. But this person was like, "Hey, I want to take your virginity," and he was just like, "Cool, I'm not doing nothing with it." So, and then it was just awkward, but like funny at the same time because he was making faces at her like, and she was like, "We had to stop," but.
That's so funny. Which sex do you find your attraction lies with?
Male.
Okay.
There you go.
So when you say that, you mean like?
I mean, it.
So technically, really, you're just gay.
I guess, but I have found women attractive, but I don't know.
Not sexually attractive.
Yeah, I think I consider us pan-romantic,
Okay.
which means all of the genders romantically. We love all the genders romantically.
Okay. How do you have sex?
I don't. Because, girl, Venus don't have sex because the parts ain't there and it's just, Bree, he... Next question, please.
You really not gonna answer the question?
I mean, what is this question? Like, what position or like...
Like basic stuff. Like
Okay, first you gotta make sure that you wrap it up. Wrap it up. Make sure you wrap it up. And then, because ain't nobody got time to be having a baby. These hips was not made for carrying babies. These hips was made for working. Anyway. Yeah, wrap it up. And then, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's like a hole and then there's a phallus and then you just...
okay.
Okay.
When was the last time you had sex?
I've never had sex. I am a virgin.
I am talking about Breon.
Bree? I don't know. Probably like a month or two ago. Being gray A, you don't really have that sexual drive, you know. It's there for like certain people, but it's just if those people don't want to do anything with you, it's just like, okay, well, I'm not gonna have sex now. It doesn't really.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I guess then you mainly just have sex with guys if they want to do something. Okay. Do you have any do you have any desires of sexual intimacy that you would like to discuss?
Bree's a Scorpio. I'm gonna just leave it there.
What is that?
The wind could blow and he'll be turned on. But it's like, it's never being turned on for a person in general, but like, whenever he gets turned on, unless it's turned on by a person, it's like, he doesn't want to have sex with anyone. He'd probably just rather masturbate.
Oh. Okay. What is going on today or in the recent past with you?
Today, I'm gonna go home, take all this off and go to sleep. Cause I got like 2 hours of sleep. I was up making these hips. But, Venus is planning to perform and do a drag competition. As you can see, I'm still in my baby phases. My makeup ain't all that, but it's gonna get there, you know.
When is the competition?
I'm not sure yet, but I'm still practicing for it, you know.
Okay. Any problems concerning to Grant's legal issues?
Drag is expensive. That's all I gotta say.
Well, my only concern is that you know how we were in the bathroom so that you could.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
There was a problem in the bathroom. While I was changing, there were people. I decided that it would have been safer for me and Bree to change in the women's bathroom.
Right, and I went in there with you, and like, cause I needed to do my hair anyway. But yeah, I felt it would be safer for you in the bathroom with me, because anyway, so you know how like people were coming in looking at you. Some people be like, "Oh, you look nice and whatnot." It's like you got your whole makeup kit and stuff, and then it's like Ronnie came back in the bathroom and she was like that somebody was talking about. It's like there was a girl and a boy in the bathroom doing their makeup, and they had a problem with it or whatever.
Yeah, they were like, I don't like when gay boys do be in the girls' bathroom and blah blah blah.
And I was just like,
girl bath.
Like, but you ain't say that in here though.
There's a whole bathroom upstairs.
Like, but you didn't say that in here though.
Like,
why you like, if you got a problem,
I don't like. My lashes are just so heavy right now that I could just like blink and like blow away all the haters. But no, you know, it is what it is. As long as like she's not trying to like attack me in the bathroom.
I guess it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you can say what you want.
Like, I'm not trying to bother you. I'm minding my own business. Like, why are you doing this?
True.
Do you want to do anything before we end this? Like, do a little dance thing or whatever?
I would dance, but like, let me get up and show y'all this. Okay, so these hips are not natural. I was up last night until 2, 3, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock sculpting these hips. Like I had to cut up all types of. I had to cut up pillows, and these ain't real, and you know. But this skirt is actually a shirt, and as you see in the back, it's all like tied up and whatnot. But yeah.
Tall as the book.
Oh yeah, I'm like 6'1" out of heels, so these are about what 4 or 5 inches, and
Look like
I made this wig in one day, and she getting kind of nappy, but she's Peruvian, lace closure, give a little twirl. Could you like edit this and make it in slow-mo?
I guess so. Oh, okay, stop shaking it.
Wonk wonk.
All right. Thanks, Breon and Venus, for doing my interview for my class. And
We done. Okay, cool. Let me just take these lashes off, cause girl.
wait a minute, he didn't even cut
Oh,
the
he's
camera
still.
off.
Oh.
All right. As you know, I have done a personal interview with several of my friends. I am now doing the commentaries for those interviews. My next one is on Breon/Venus. Do I see any inconsistencies in his story? No, I don't see any inconsistencies. It was a good interview. I see a cause and effect when Venus was talking about himself when he's out of drag, that how things were going with like his mom when he would dress up in his mom's clothes and stuff like that. That he liked it, that he wanted to play with all the toys instead of just a specific group of toys called the boy toys. He wanted to play with all the toys that were supposedly girls, and that I see a cause and effect with that. I see a pattern a little bit. I see a little bit of a pattern, like when he was saying that when Venus was saying that she didn't have sex, but Breon had sex, stuff like that, I was just like, well, you're the same person, so Venus, technically, you have sex on a technical level, but as she did say that she's a persona of Breon, so like when people have different personas, that person does all the persona, like it's pretty much like when you have a person, it's like different personalities do something, whatnot, but really, even though it's a different personality of yourself, that personality is still doing it, and you did it as well. So that's my commentary for that.